Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Project Ozone. So, today we are going to start really diving into Applied Energistics. Of course, last episode we did make an inscriber, had a little bit of issues, bunch of crashes, and so our goal today is to start changing over into Applied Energistics. It's not really my preference, but due to the amount of crashes and the FPS, of course, there's not a whole lot of other options. I know there's the RF tools method for item storage and stuff, but we run into a lot of the same issues with RF tools that we're having here because, we're using RF tools for the crafting, and it's not ideal. So the original plan was to change over to Applied Energistics crafting anyway, just because it can handle things a little bit better. Whereas RF tools, it can't craft solar panels. It just can't handle it. But with all the lag and stuff, we're just going to do a full change over to AE2. And I think that will enable us to do a lot more of the higher end stuff that takes a lot of items and whatnot. So anyways, today let's go ahead and get started working towards getting some advanced inscribers. And we're going to set up an automated system just to keep ourselves stocked up with engineering or all the different processors and stuff. I think is going to be our first goal. So for this, we're going to need to get ourselves some engineering processors to start with. Those require pulsating chipsets, printed engineering circuits, and the silicon. And if you recall, we can put the silicon into a crafting table. Oh, you know what? That doesn't actually work in Kappa mode. That's okay though. We can feed it in with a hopper. So I did order some pistons, by the way. So, because we're going to need some more inscribers before too long. I'll probably craft those off camera though. Once we get our advanced inscriber, we'll get some more of those in place. There's that. And I'm actually not for sure if I want to... I'm debating between maybe doing an advanced inscriber each for the full process. Maybe. So maybe have, 4 inscribers making the printed version. So you got engineering, you got silicon, logic, and calculation, right? So we'll have 4 advanced inscribers for that, and then have those feed down to advanced inscribers each. I don't know. We're going to see here in just a second. So anyways, now we have these things. We'll go ahead and get that running, get ourselves our engineering processors. So there's those, and then for the... I think that's all I need the inscriber for right now. And then for the advanced inscriber, we're going to need some compressed dash. That's not a problem. And then we're also going to need logistical sorters. These are probably, I think, the most expensive thing on the list for the advanced inscribers. Mainly due to the elite circuits, honestly. So we'll go ahead and order our dash, and then we're going to need 14 enderium, and then a piston for each one, and an elite control circuit, which is an advanced control circuit, basic. So we're going to need a bit of stuff actually here. Let's go ahead and get our 2 basic control circuits, and then we're going to get, let's order a couple enriched alloy, a couple reinforced alloy. Get that stuff crafting up. Let me see. That should be everything that we need. And then the 2 pistons. Okay, so basic control circuit, enriched alloy. We're just waiting for the last reinforced alloy right now. There it is. Alright. And, oh, you know what? Whoops. I made a mistake. We're going to need a little bit more of that stuff. So there's that. And now we should be all set. Let's go ahead and get this laid out. And there's our very first advanced inscriber. Okay. So we'll go ahead and grab that. And let's see what we got. A good bag with 10 jeweled apples. Alright. And of course, to actually run this thing, we are going to need to get ourselves some sort of way to pump in power. I don't know, can we make the controller yet? It requires engineering processor, concentrated cloud seed buckets, resonant machine frame, osmium crystals. Oh wow. Okay. So maybe not yet. I'll have to look into all that stuff. But we can get ourselves a energy acceptor. So that'll be fine. Iron, quartz glass, and then a piece of fluix. So let me go ahead. There's iron. I don't know if our system knows how to make quartz glass yet. No, fused quartz. Okay. So we're going to need to make some quartz glass. Let's go ahead and order like 10 of those. So quartz glass, and then the actual energy acceptor. I can never find this thing. Fluix crystal, that's fine. That'll be fine. So there we go. There is our energy acceptor. Okay, and that'll just be temporary. We'll get some controllers in place before too long. I've got to look at that stuff and see what I'm going to need for it. So we'll just put our energy acceptor right here for right now, and then our advanced inscriber here. And let's go ahead and get ourselves a few of these engineering presses. And I'm assuming that I can use diamond blocks for this. Alright, so that's crafting up. It's going to make way more than what we need, but that's fine. Now, while that's running, I'm going to go ahead, because like I said, I think I'm going to want to get... You don't really have to get 7 of these, but it'll be faster. And I'd rather have it be pretty quick, you know. So, so give me just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and make 7 of these up. They're not terribly expensive. Especially since I've got the pistons and everything made. I can get the inscribers knocked out very, very quickly. Alright, now I've got all of our... oh, let me order pulsating... Totally forgot about the pulsating chipsets. Definitely something that I'm going to want. So we're going to want, what, 12 of those? I'll tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and order like a stack of those. Because we're going to need them. We're definitely going to need them. Alright, so while all that alloy is crafting up and everything, let's go ahead and move on to the next quest. They want us to make 4 crystal growth accelerators. Now, normally I would go for at least 5. Actually, probably 6, since this pack has a way to teleport items in. However, I can only assume they're going to have us make, the growth chamber, which actually takes 6 crystal growth accelerators. So we are going to need more than that. 1 will be fine though. So that's really all we need. But let's go ahead and make 6 of these instead. Because I don't assume... No, they don't give us one for the quest. Okay. So I'm going to need 12 fluix crystal blocks. And there we go. There's 12 of those. And then Zavicio ingots. That's fine. I've got plenty of that mana essence around. Then fluix cable. So I'm going to need, what, 24 Zavicio ingots? I think it was 4 each. And then the glass cable. I'm going to go ahead and order, like, a bunch of this stuff. Because we're going to need, we're going to need a bunch of cable. And I've got plenty Certus quartz stuff. There's that 24 Zavicio. We'll go ahead and tell it to use that one, actually. And we'll go ahead and order, let's see, 10, 20 crafts of it. Should be good. Yeah, that's going to give us plenty of fluix cable to get started. And then what else were we needing? I think that's everything, isn't it? Yes. Yes, okay. So let's go ahead and get those crafted. There's 6 of those. We'll go ahead and turn this in. Aristotle. Okay. And then they want us to make the growth chamber. This is one of my favorite items because it's just so good. Like, if you have Applied Energistics too, if you have extra sales and AE2 stuff in the pack, like, AE2 is so wonderful. It's just so good. You don't need that huge setup for the growth accelerators or anything like that. It's just more space efficient, So we're going to need a logistics chassis Mark V, calculation processor, which is Certus quartz pulsating chipset. Okay. Honestly, I'm going to need to set something up just to keep pulsating chipsets on hand all the time. And actually, all this reinforced alloy is done. Still waiting on those pulsating chipsets and those circuits, though. So we'll go ahead and order a chassis Mark 5 and then an obsidian chest. Right. So that, oh, there we go. That actually didn't take very long at all. I must have had a diamond one lying around or something. And then those pulsating chipsets. I got those crafting. For some reason it sent the ender pearl to the wrong spot, was what it was. Okay. So those are done. Let me go ahead and it was what? Calculation? The nice thing about this is it can take like full stacks of stuff. So that's one very, very nice feature about the advanced inscriber. Very, very handy. Okay. So now I believe we have everything we need to actually get our growth chamber. Maybe. Oh yeah, I need the logistics chassis Mark 5, don't I? There we go. That, and then that. Okay. Crystal growth. And we'll go ahead and take this reward bag. We got some more automatic hammerers. Awesome. Throw them into there. Okay. So next up, they want us to make silicon circuits. We've already made engineering processors and calculation. They want us to make logic, which logic is just, I'm sure, gold. Yeah, and gold blocks. Okay. I'll go ahead and get like 4 blocks of gold. And actually, what do we need for acceleration upgrades in this pack? Mana-infused ingots, calculation processors, diamond wafers, electrotine alloy. Okay, I should have most of that, I think. The only thing is mana infused. I do not have mana infused. Will mithril? I don't have mithril. Okay. So we're going to have to start getting mana infused ore. Which seems to be primarily nether. I believe mithril is the overworld one, right? Alright. So no acceleration upgrades for us. It'll be nice to have this stuff automated so we just have logic processors, engineering processors, and calculation processors, all that stuff just on demand. We want it, it's there for us. I prefer to have it that way. I hate waiting on this stuff. Logic, and there we go. And since we have extra cells and AE2 stuff, and since I guess we're going to go full AE2 now, I plan to do quite a bit with it. Because I do love AE2. I love logistics pipes a lot though. And I hate it because I don't really get a whole lot of chance to play around with logistics pipes. And I did quite enjoy it. You know, it's been years since I've actually just got to sit down a lot and just do logistics. But okay, so there's our printed logic. And we'll go ahead and pull that out. And I'm going to need a bunch of these, I'm sure. Logic is something you go through a lot, so I don't mind making a bunch of those. And let me see where we're at on pulsating. I'm going to order some more of those, actually. There's our logic processors. So now we need the annihilation core and the formation core, pure nether, and fluix pearl. Okay. That's fine. And then over here, pure Certus and fluix pearl. Okay. That sounds good. We'll go ahead and make a few of those and get those ordered. And I'll be honest, I don't know how much we're actually going to need the crystal growth stuff, because we've got like pure versions of everything, as you can tell here. I don't know how much we'll actually need that, because all of our mystical crops are making all this stuff. So this isn't too much of a concern. The crystal growth chamber, we'll probably end up setting it up at some point, but I'm in no rush to do so, due to having that stuff on hand. But I'm going to go ahead and order like 2 of these and like 2 of these. So there's 5 fluix pearls, and then we'll get our cores ordered, or we'll get our cores crafted. I almost actually crafted them in there, but oops. Oh, these only craft 1 at a time, by the way. So just a heads up on that. So we've got 3 formation, 2 annihilation. That quest is done. We'll go ahead and grab our reward bag for that. 5 invisible bedrock. Okay, and now they want us to make an ME drive. Which is just engineering Mercury. Do we have Mercury? I want to say no. Okay, we do not have Mercury. And that is going to be a major facet of this. So we are going to have to get some of that up and going. Oh, which means I'm going to have to go into space, which means I'm probably going to crash when I come back here. By the way, I ended up crashing 14 times before I was able to get back into this. So, that was fun. I had a blast. It was great. Total sarcasm here. Let me actually get... I'm just going to use this power junction, or energy acceptor, whatever it's called. I'll go ahead and get like 3 drawers, and... Let me throw some of this stuff back in here for right now. Okay, so now what I think we're going to do is let me get a couple items here. So we're going to get pure Certus. We're going to get diamond blocks. Right there. Then I'm also going to want blocks of gold, I think. Well, I'll send blocks of diamond. I'm not going to send the blocks of gold. I'll just send gold on its own. And the reason being is that honestly there's really no benefit with an automated system to use the blocks. The diamonds I don't mind because they're crafted in the compacting drawer, but the gold, it's not easily, well, it's easily crafted because it's automated, but we don't have it just flying in like we do the diamonds. So okay, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to start with 4 inscribers. We're going to put them like right here, I believe. I'll tell you what, let me turn this down for right now because I know that right here we have the cobblestone frameworks, and those are actually pretty annoying. So we'll go ahead and turn those down. Let's see. And then I'm going to put 3 more inscribers like right there. Okay. I'm going to put an energy acceptor. So I'm going to put the energy acceptor right there. Okay. And then let me order some conduits. And we'll get 64 of those. We'll get 64 item conduits. And we'll get an item conduit speed up. No, not speed upgrade, sorry. I need a filter. Okay, I'm actually out of inventory space at the moment. We'll just bring conduits over to the energy acceptor. So now that has power. Okay. Actually, it's giving power to all of these. Okay, I didn't realize. For some reason, I was thinking, I know AE2 stuff transfers power. For some reason, I was thinking that wouldn't, though. But it does. I'll tell you what, we're just going to remove these then. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to make sure that it transferred power. Okay, well, since that transfers power then we're going to put the rest of these advanced inscribers. We're just going to put them like bam, bam, bam. Okay? And then we'll go ahead and put our crystal growth chamber right here. So, all of our AE2 stuff will just be right here. That works. And I'm going to go ahead and remove these. And then what we're going to do is we're going to run item conduits. Let's see. Eventually I'll change all this over to AE2 cables, but I don't have those right now. I don't have access to those and haven't started doing channels and everything. So what we're going to do is let's put conduits just like that. And then we're going to say this bottom one is going to be for making silicon. This one is going to be used for making logic, then calculation, and then engineering. Right? And you'll notice I can't put anything into this except for the stuff that actually goes with it. Okay? which is great because I won't have to actually filter these advanced inscribers, which is wonderful. And then what I want to do is let's go ahead. I'm going to say that you can insert on green, and then you can extract on green. There's really, I can't think of any reason to do it any other way. I think this is going to work perfectly. And then these are going to insert on green, and they're going to extract on brown, in fact. Okay, now those are set. And then what I want to do is we have an ender chest over here. And this will change once I get full AE2 and we can actually start converting the entire base. But I'm going to say that this item translocator right here, we're going to say I want you to keep 1 stack of pure Certus quartz. It's probably got too many. It does. And then I'm also going to want to keep 1 stack of diamond blocks. And quit throwing it on the ground. 1 stack of gold ingots in here. Okay, so it's got all of that stuff. And then let's get ender chest and some red dye. Alright. And then let's just plug this up. I guess we'll put it right down here, I think. And the crystal growth chamber, I'm going to leave that unplugged up right now. Like I said, I don't know. Honestly, whenever I set it up, I'm probably going to set it up probably over there, really. And the reason being is it's just going to be kind of an on-demand crafting thing. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Because, I mean, my mystical crops are making literally everything that I could possibly need as far as the pure stuff goes. So, honestly, I don't even know that we'll use it. Unless maybe there's some recipes that are tied into it or something like that. I don't know. And now I'm going to actually need filters. And so we'll go ahead and set these 3 up with filters. I'm going to have to get 1 more filter because I didn't have any more crafted. But we're going to say that you can only insert. And let's see, this one. That one's making logic. So we're going to say you can only insert. So you can only insert printed logic, pulsating chipsets, and printed silicon. And then I'm also going to want to set that translocator up to keep like 1 stack of pulsating chipsets in there. Maybe more. I'm actually going to say 3 stacks of pulsating chipsets in this. So you can keep up to 3 stacks. Okay, I'm actually going to make a little bit of logistics stuff for right now, and we'll change it over to AE2 later. Because I just realized when I put that in the... But when I put that in the translocator, I was like, oh yeah, I don't actually have drawers for this. So, I guess let's go ahead and put this, like, right... And that'll actually link that Energizer capsule into the system as well. So we're going to put pulsating chipsets into that. This is probably well, I'll say this is probably overkill, but not really. Wait a second. No, I need my key. I'm going to have to totally redo, like, the full system now. Like, since we're changing over to AE2, it's actually kind of a dreadful thought, changing over everything to AE2. Not looking forward to it, to say the least. Okay, pulsating chipsets are now locked in. Awesome. So then what I want to do is I just want to put a chassis mark 5. And honestly, let's see. I guess we'll put it right here. And then I ordered an active supplier, so let me go grab that real quick. So we'll just put our active supplier module, and we're going to say partial and keep pulsating chipsets in stock. So it's going to try to make pulsating chipsets and keep that field, and then of course they're going to go straight into this ender chest here. I'll go ahead and grab one of them to set up filters with, and so then I'm just going to set up these other ones. This one is calculation. So we'll say, in the filter, we'll say you can accept pure Certus, you can accept printed silicon, you can accept pulsating chipsets. And then this last one, I'm going to need a filter real quick. And we'll say you can only accept pulsating chipsets, printed silicon, and blocks of diamond. Okay, so now that that's set, let's go finish the inner chest setup right here. I'll go ahead and throw that into there, that, all them things. Okay, actually that's all set up, isn't it? Extract always active, and there we go. That's getting pure Certus quartz. Oh, you know what I did? I set these up wrong. Whoops. Okay, this one is actually set up correctly. This one is not. You're not allowed to take that, and you are not allowed to take blocks of diamond. Oops. Okay, so that's sending its printed logic over there. That's great. Also, the silicon one, I'm going to set it to round robin extract. So round robin enabled. Okay, you're going to be able to accept printed engineering circuits. Go ahead and give you some printed silicon to work with. And this one can accept printed calculation. So there we go. Okay, so now everything is running and it's running good. Wonderful. That is what I like to see. Go ahead and throw this stuff back into there. And I'm going to throw these printed engineering. I'm sure they'll eventually pull out, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Oh yeah, and there's this pure Certus as well. Okay, so now that that's done, let's go ahead. We're going to set up, oh yeah, and then I have to set up the silicon as well. So silicon is actually right over here. Okay, so let me grab that. We're going to say silicon is going to pull out on some like strange channel. We're going to say gray. It's not a channel that I tend to use, I don't think. And we're just going to bring these conduits over. And we're going to say that this one can actually insert on gray. Okay. So that one should be getting that stuff. It is. Calculation, engineering, logic. It should be making more printed silicon. Good. Okay. So now what we need to do is let's get our logic processors. And I guess I'll probably have one over here as well. Okay, so these are supposed to be pulling out on brown. Is that going to be okay? Since I've plugged into this conduit line, should be okay. Let me get my key real quick. Like I said, we will clean this up a little bit once we get to full AE2 setup. But there's logic. There's calculation. And let's go ahead and plug these up with item conduits and say insert on brown. Insert on brown. I'll tell you what, let me can actually just remove that now because it's connecting over, you know, along the top there. So that should be fine. This, so now that's all set, and then I just need the engineering processors. And I guess engineering for right now, we're going to set it up right there, okay? Just because I don't really have any place else. Plus, everything has concealment keys, so it's not like you can actually see what goes there anyways. And everything is pumping out. Beautiful. And we should be able to access all this stuff now. So if we go into processors, you can see we've got all these processors, and they're being auto-created. So I think the main thing right now that's going to be holding us back is pulsating chipsets. I will say that we'll be expanding this setup right here in the nearest future. I was really just waiting for basically the lag here to get fixed, because lasers actually produce a fair amount of lag, and I didn't want to introduce more lag when I was already having issues with lag. So I was like, okay, gonna hold out on that. Alright, so ME drives, Mercury ingots. To actually get this, we're going to have to go to Mercury. So, that is a Tier 4 planet, though. So, once we get the Tier 4 rocket, we'll be able to get our Mercury that we need. So, I guess we are going back into space today. And I believe my thermal padding covers Mercury. That's what I wanted to see. So the Tier 4 rocket, we are going to need a bunch of heavy-duty Tier 4 plates. Alright, so let's go ahead and set this up. We're going to say, as per usual, there's compressed carbon, and then, I hate whenever it does that. And then give me heavy-duty Tier 3 plates. So, of course, it's going to send everything that it's got over here. Oops. 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 I keep messing it up. Okay. Anyways, I'm probably going to have to go get more carbon, honestly. Nah. Maybe. Yeah, I think I will, because that's gonna run really, really close otherwise, I think. So this would be Iota, right? Tier 4 rocket. Yeah, because see, we're gonna need Tier 4 heavy-duty plates on the nose cone. The rocket engine as well. I think pretty much everything is gonna need it. Tier 4 boosters are going to need it. Compressed carbon. And then Tier 4 rocket fans. Okay, so I tell you what, we've crafted rockets enough times. You guys know how to craft rockets. So I'm just going to cut for a bit. I'm going to go get some more carbon. I'm going to get this rocket crafted up. And then we'll be back and we'll head to Mercury, I guess. Since we are going to need, some Mercury ingots. I don't know why I didn't think about Mercury ingots are going to come from Mercury naturally. But anyways, I will be back in just a bit once I get that crafted up and once we're ready to head on out. Alright, so we've got everything that we need now. Let's go ahead and unlock our Tier 4 schematic. There's our Tier 4 rocket, and we'll go ahead and just put all this stuff in, and we can get our Tier 4 rocket. Okay, and that should complete this quest, and we'll go ahead. Let's see. Let me put this stuff in here. I did fill up our oxygen as well and got us a couple more tesseracts and stuff like that. Alright, we've got mandolins for velocity and efficiency. And let's see. I think once we change over to AE, like full AE2, I'm probably going to fully automate tesseracts. As of right now, you know, I've got the majority, like the worst part of it, which is those these Energizer capsules. I've got these automated, you know, because we keep like so many of them on hand. So the rest of the stuff's not actually that bad, but I do want to get those like full automated because right now it's still fairly manual, honestly. So I guess we're gonna head to Mercury first. I think that would be the best bet. We'll go ahead and launch, and we'll see. I believe there's a couple Tier 4 planets that we can go to, but I could be wrong. I believe there's like 2 different ones, but I need to remember that we'll need to make some new thermal padding whenever we get ready to go somewhere else. Okay, so we can go to Mercury, or we can go to Ceres or Jupiter. Okay, so we have all sorts of places we can go. Alright, so I think we're going to start by going to Mercury. I believe that would be best. Plus we have the thermal padding for Mercury, so... There's my parachest. There's my parachest. Alright. Now this place should be hotter than Venus. There's the sun. Like, giant sun. Okay, I'm just waiting for my parachest to come in. There we go. And it's showing mobs, like, right below where we're at. There shouldn't be dungeons here, though. It's probably, like, cave systems, I can only imagine. Yeah. It's just mobs. Plenty right here. god! Like the super welcoming party. I just figured, you know, if there's like a cave system. You guys are driving me insane. A cave system would be ideal. Now, I will say there's no dungeons here. I'm getting attacked by, like, all sorts of stuff. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. Let's see if we can find a little bit of mercury here. I'm not sure what all mercury is going to be used for. Man, there's so many mobs on screen right here. Okay, I'm going to head down a bit deeper. Okay, yeah, here's mercury ore. You can see that, I mean, it spawns pretty densely. So it's not too bad to get a fair amount of this. Let me see. I am curious as to what all mercury is going to be used for, though. Like, how much of it I'm actually going to need. Some of that's mercury tin ore. They look identical, honestly. I'm assuming that we can use this in the QED. Yes, we can. And mercury is used to make the mercury tools and stuff. Armor, blocks of mercury, ME drive, PRCLX 500, 300, 100, oh yeah, the extreme furnace. I almost forgot about that. We will need to get that. We will need to get that. But other than that, I believe that's pretty well everything. I mean, flipping through here, yeah, it's really just ME drives, extreme furnaces, that sort of thing. So, it's not really something that we have to have a ton of. Basically just however much, I guess however many ME drives that I'm going to need, I'm assuming. I figure I'll try to get like a stack of it. I'm just going to throw this in here for right now. I need to be careful that that chest is actually going to get filled soon. But I think a stack, that would put us at like 3 stacks of ingots. That's going to be more than enough for our needs, honestly. Okay, we should be all set on that for right now. There's a little bit of mercury ore. Go ahead and grab that. Okay, so we got a full stack. I'm happy. That'll be plenty. So I do want to set up a teleporter too here. I will say that I don't recall mercury really having much of anything. Pretty much come here, get mercury ore, and you're done. But, oh my gosh. This poison, by the way, lasts forever. So, I think for right now, we're going to we might put it over here by the village. There are villages here. A lot of these planets have villages and stuff, but of course, villages don't really have much of anything in them. I am thinking of putting maybe right here. There's blaze in there. That's great. Great. Okay, yeah, there's more mob spawning there than anywhere else. At least above ground. They don't tend to want to spawn above ground, so I'm just going to actually set up my stuff right here for right now. You know, in the event that I need to come back and get more mercury, then it's not a major issue. Okay. So we're going to call this Mercury and set it. And then we'll just throw down our Tesseract here. Power line, set frequency, and there we go. Now that's got power and we are all set. Okay, so let's go ahead and head back to... I can't think of what it's called on here, and this thing does not scroll, which is terrible. Luckily, soon it's not going to be a concern, because I can just actually use the teleporters as intended to change stations and all that. I keep forgetting this needs to be put in. We're going to crash. No, it never does it when I'm recording, and I don't understand, because it will do it like every time when I'm not recording. I promise it does actually happen. Alright, so let me get a bit more coal. Throw that carbon in there and just let it go where it goes. So there's our Mercury, and I say let's go ahead and do the extreme furnace, right? We've been sitting on that quest forever, and it should actually finish out this. Did I never turn this in? Oh, no. I did. It's just completed, as in it's repeatable, but we've completed it one time. Okay, so the extreme furnace, we are going to need a hell furnace. Okay, so I got one of our hell furnaces, and then we're going to need 2 energetic alloy gears. So we'll go ahead and order those. And then I'm going to need mercury ingots, blaze rods. None of that's really a problem. Let me get 2 of these. And then I think the last thing just requires a bit of tungsten, right? Like, I think it's just 8 of them, but yeah. And that's the tungsten heat coils. Alright. And that's pretty much everything that we need for this, I believe. So it's what? Heat coils like that. The furnace, that, and our mercury, and we got our extreme furnace. Now this thing cooks stuff super fast. Super fast. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our reward bag, and guess what? All quests completed in alpha. Awesome. Beta is just waiting on this, isn't it? Which requires the extreme furnace. Haha. Okay, so let's actually get that. Let's see. We're going to need Temperio. It's what, 7 Temperio essence? And then we're also going to need that furnace flower thing. As a VCL furnace. Okay. So we'll just lay this out real quick. And wrong way. There we go. Ultimate furnace. Okay, we'll go ahead and take a reward bag for that. Ooh, what are we missing in beta? Floral fertilizer. Okay, I'm going to need 1 bone meal, 2 rose red, and 2 dandelion yellow. Of all the things to be missing, right? There's 2. I had thought that I had turned this in, but I guess we must have never made this before. Maybe. I don't remember. Or I may have just never turned the quest in. I think we actually made floral fertilizer. Just don't believe we actually turned this in. So there we go. Alpha and beta are now 100% done. That's awesome. Awesome stuff. I'm going to have to turn my attention to some of these other things in the nearish future. At some point. But some of those things seem like they're a little bit longer term. Okay, so we got, ooh, I saw a legendary bag. The first one we're going to open is the good one. We got a liquid compressor. We actually don't need any more of those, but, or at least for our pneumatic setup over there. But then the legendary bag, we got an ender chest and ender tank. Meh. Alright, so let's actually set this up real quick. Now, I will say that I would personally prefer the hell furnace over this furnace. That's just because it can run on power, but for example, if I was to get, say, 3 stacks of cobblestone, okay? I've got 1 piece of coal on me just to show you how effective this furnace actually is. So if we throw that in, you'll notice, I mean, it cooks up that stuff like crazy fast. Like 1 piece of coal will cook like, I don't know, like 8 stacks of stuff. It's ridiculous. Honestly, you know, I've never actually tried to pump things in there. I mean, we could potentially just use that furnace. You know, let me get a chest and a conduit. I know when I tried to set up the hell furnaces, they acted really wonky. So I just ended up, you know, not worrying about them. Because I tried to set them up so they would pump in items and pump out items, but it kept crashing on me. Which I know there's like some upgrades and stuff you got to put into it and everything, which I tried all that, but we'll say extract, insert, and then we'll say extract on brown. I'm just going to test this real quick. I think this should work. And so whenever we go through and replace everything with Applied Energistics, I may just change. I mean, I've got plenty of coal, right? And so I might just change everything over to, for like just straight smelting, not alloys, but just straight smelting. Change everything over to ultimate furnaces because it would be a lot faster. Okay, so basically it has to pump in. It's the only thing though, it's not very intelligent on outputs. But if I said just input, because I mean I could always filter them. Yeah, see now it actually gets the cobblestone. If I throw this in here, it should pump the coal into there, right? Yeah, there we go. And then I could just set a filter to that so that it knows, like, okay, you know, don't pump this out, pump this in. So I don't know, we may actually use those. Plus, I think we could actually make those look really good. Because I do like them aesthetically, you know. They're a very good looking furnace. Alright, so let's go ahead. The ME drive. It's going to require 2 engineering processors, Mercury, and Fluix cable. That's actually very easy for us. I'll go ahead and make 1 to start with, and then we'll probably make more. I'm sure that we'll make more, you know, as time goes on. Okay, so that's just glass cable, that, Mercury. And there we go. Easy enough. And we'll grab our reward bag, and then they want us to make a drive fixture. This just takes a formation core and annihilation core. Okay, so ME drive, formation core, annihilation core. There's our ME drive fixture. Oops. Okay, so we got a basic reward bag. Oh, Mr. Crayfish, thank you. And a good reward bag sponge. Okay, and now they want us to make the ME controller, acceleration cards, 1K ME storage. So I think we're going to go for the 1K ME storage first. Electrotine, Certus quartz. Let me look at ME storage components. Let's see. 1K. Oh, and we actually have to... I don't ever use 1K ME storage cells. But I need to make one for the quest, so... Alright, so we're going to need Certus quartz, storage modules, tier 1s. Okay, we'll go ahead and get like a stack. Well, they don't stack, so that's fun. Oh man. These would be terrible to craft if it's not automated. I'm going to go ahead and get like a stack of... I'm going to get 4 stacks of electrotine. And then, does it have to be normal Certus, or can it be... Well, I've got like a million. So we'll get 4 stacks of Certus quartz crystals. We will automate these in the very near future. But my goal is like a stack of 1Ks. Okay, we are nearly done with these. There we go. There is a stack of 1Ks. I'll go ahead and throw a lot of this stuff back. Okay, so now that we've got that, let's go ahead and for the 1K ME storage, we'll go ahead and remove that, and we're going to say, order that stuff, get our 2 quartz glass. Honestly, I don't see myself using this, but we'll go ahead and make it just for the quest. Alright, so there's a chance cube, and then they want us to make 4K ME storage. That's just, of course, upgraded. I'm going to kind of tier these up as we go. So there we go. Now there's 21 of those. And for the 4K storage cell, Normally I don't tend to like 1Ks and 4Ks, but that's okay. Of course, getting these like top tier ones like these are going to be very, very expensive. Oh yeah, that's super expensive. 64K ME storage cell. There we go. Oh, and we get a reward back for this one. And we got a portal gun. Okay. Alright, so I think that's enough storage cells. Now, we've also got fluid storage and gas storage. We'll get into that in the near future. Probably next episode. But let's go ahead and see about making this ME controller. So it's going to take pure fluix, a resonant machine frame. Let me go ahead and order that. Osmium crystals. I'm going to have to get the chemical crystallizer. Okay. And that's going to, that's going to take a few different steps. Because we're going to have to do the chemical washer. So we're going to have to, oh, wow. Is that the only way to get that? Is that really it? It is. Okay. So we're actually going to have to basically start ore quintupling to even get the controller. That is interesting because, like, okay, we're going to need the clean osmium slurry. Well, to get that, of course, you need the chemical washer, which is, then you run the water and the osmium slurry through that to get the clean slurry. And then for the clean slurry, or for the slurry, you have to run osmium ore through with sulfuric acid, which is, it's a whole big setup for that. And I don't even know for sure if that stuff's even craftable yet. We may have to do a bit more. Well, actually, the chemical crystallizer is not bad at all. I think it was the enrichment chamber. Took mystic quartz, titanium nether quartz, blank circuits. Was that it? What does the item fabricator take? Darkstone, amplification. Yeah, this is the one that we need the Mercury for. Okay, electrosilicon. Okay. So since we've got that, the PRX 100s, let me go ahead and order 1, 2, 3 of these. I'm sure it's making the plastic sheets at the moment. I'll tell you what, isn't there a quantum flux quest line? Do we need to start that? Like, are we going to have quests that tie into that? Yeah, right here, amplification crystals and all that stuff. The item fabricator. Okay, so the first thing they want us to make is just rich slag, which you can make with steel around rich slag. Get a mangaloy, or you can craft it like that if you want to. Okay, so slag. I do not have rich slag. Okay, I'll tell you what we're going to do. I actually ordered a crafter here. We are going to automate rich slag production. And I believe the way that I want to do that is through the use of compasses. So let's get ourselves like 64 iron. And then let me also get a drawer, stack of iron. And then I'm also going to want some redstone. And I tell you what, still waiting on that crafter, but right up here on this item translocator, I'm going to just put redstone on there. So send us 1 stack of redstone, okay? And I used that resonant machine frame that we had. I made an induction smelter instead of keeping it for what we originally planned. We're going to put we'll just put our induction smelter like right here, let's say. Okay, and I went ahead and turned down the sound, the game sound as well. But let's get ourselves some conduits. And we'll go ahead and just run the energy over like that. And then what I want to do is, I guess, I'm going to need some trim. Do I happen to have any trim in the system at the moment? Okay, I do not. I'm going to have to make some, which is fine. That's not a problem. But we're going to put our drawer down. I tell you what, let me actually move this up 1. Okay. So we'll have the energy come up like that. We'll put the induction smelter right here. We're going to put the frame drawer down right here. And we're going to say you can output your byproducts to the top. Okay, I'm still waiting for this crafter right now. There we go, crafter tier 1. So we'll put the crafter down right here. The recipe that we're going to teach it is that if you take iron and redstone, you're going to get a compass. Okay. And let's go ahead and set this to on to activate. And I'm going to say this is all iron slots. This is all redstone slots. And go ahead and remember the current items. And ignore. There we go. So it's going to craft us up some compasses. And then what I want to do is let's go ahead and just set up our item conduits basically to the bottom of this. So we'll say insert. This should start getting redstone, which it is. And so it's basically going to fill up all these bottom slots with redstone, so we've got that on hand. And then I want it to basically pump up into this induction smelter. So let me get that. We'll go ahead and wrench that connection. That. And we'll go ahead and wrench that connection. Okay. So we're going to say that you can accept items from the back. And this is also going to need sand. So I'll tell you what, we're going to lock the flux slot. We're going to say that you can extract, always active, you can insert. And where's my sand at? Do I have anything plugged up to sand? There's a green line connection right there. So I'll tell you what, let me get a filter. That's fine, I'll just use an advanced. And basically we're going to put a filter onto this, and we're going to say that you can only accept sand, which is already in there, surprisingly, as well as compasses. Okay. Because basically what I want to do is I want to make, for the most part, a fairly closed circuit. We are going to have to feed it sand, and we're going to have to feed it redstone. It's not a major issue, though, right? And let me go ahead and order like 3 more stacks of iron ingots. So we've got that. And I'll go ahead and throw those into the crafter. Then what I want to do is, let's go ahead and connect this line back up. Okay, so that now has sand, and there's like a 10% chance that it's going to produce a rich slag. Oh, it's already made one. Okay, so there's one piece of rich slag, and then I'm going to go ahead and lock this in. Oh, there's my key. So we'll lock that up. And we got 2 rich slag now. And then I need to tell it, pump your iron down. Okay? And there we go. So it's going to make more compasses. The compasses are going to come back into this. And the only thing it's consuming is 1 piece of redstone per compass, 1 piece of sand per compass. And so it's just going to keep cycling that through, producing rich slag for us, which honestly, if I wanted to, rich slag can be used for, well, for the rich phyto grow, which would, honestly, that would be nice to have, right? If I guess. Not really, because we have all those farms set up. I don't know why I'm even thinking about farming. But I can use it for ore tripling. That's automated. You know, right now, the QED, it's not automatable. But I believe, well, then again, I mean, we're about to start ore quintupling, basically. So I guess there's really no point in worrying about that, because we'll be getting 5 times. I really don't see any way around that. I think probably next episode we're going to start mechanism ore quintupling. So I will do a little bit of testing on Venus to see if you get a biome boost, you know, to the heat. Because if you do, I mean, that's what we need to do, but it depends, you know, can we do that kind of a thing. So at the moment, to really progress with Applied Energistics, we're going to have to dive back into mechanism once more and get a little ways through that, and then we'll come back to AE2. Okay, that's the plan. Yes. What do I need for, like, the molecular assembler and stuff? Mana infused. Okay. I'll look at that stuff and see what we're going to need to do to get that as well. Because so far I haven't really come across any mana infused. Probably nether. In the nether I can probably find some. Maybe. We need to get into the laser drill as well. So, let me take a quick look. I wonder what the laser drill takes within this pack. We got the pre-chargers. That just takes double layers, lights, pink slime crystals. I'm assuming these are probably the same as they've always been. Yeah, it looks like it. Then laser drill. That's actually not bad either. We'll probably start that up soon as well. I do believe. I am going to pop into the nether and just have a quick run around, see what I can find. I mean, there's nether diamond. I'm fairly certain that I've seen nether mithril, and I just don't think I picked it up. I just wasn't thinking. Like, I guess I was thinking that maybe that I was just going to have it automatically produced or something. I know it's not terribly common. You know, even in the nether, it's not like all over the place or anything. But usually you'll find some fairly quickly while just kind of flying around looking. Yeah, here's nether mithril. Okay. So, I mean, it's really not, you know, it's here anyways. And now that I saw it, I know exactly what it looks like and stuff, so not too big of an issue. I'll probably gather up a little bit of this today, just so that we've got it on hand. But yeah, so I think over the next few episodes, like next episode, we're probably going to start looking into mechanism again, maybe moving into ore quintupling, which is going to be exciting within this pack, I'm sure. But it is something that I want to set up. So hopefully on Venus, like I said, I'm going to do a little bit of testing, see if the biome actually gives us the speed boost, or at least runs at a decent speed. I mean, that's the primary thing, is just make sure that it doesn't give us like really, really bad trading brine and stuff like that. With the solar evaporation, or whatever it's called in this version. I feel like they changed the name on that like every like version. They're like, oh, well, now it's called the solar evaporation tower. Now it's called the, I don't know what it was, brine tower or something. And then there was like another name for it. There was like 3 different names for the thing. Oh, dense nether mithril. We will take it. Another dense nether mithril. But I'll see if it gives a good speed boost. Anyways, I'm just going to continue mining. I know it's about wrapping up point, so I am going to end it out here. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. And if you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button. And go ahead and subscribe if you're not already for more daily videos. And until next time, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I will see you guys then.